Yogah Karmasu Kaushalam.
The third video deals with how technology can be used to better utilize classrooms for the reading activities. Till now, we have not paid a lot of attention to the practice of reading. Let's look at how technology and how the tools can be used to better exploit the classroom space for improving reading skills in the students. With unprecedented access to reading resources and various forms of reading, the concept of reading now may be different from what it was once. Online reading allows readers to interact in compelling ways with text and with others, but readers are at the same time being exposed to the danger of distractions or being overloaded with the volume of materials. This can be very true for second language learners reading in a language that they are not proficient in, because they need support to overcome linguistic and processing practice limitations. Now, many second generation web tools and technologies are being designed and used for all levels of second language learners to build certain skills for effective second language reading. When reading is seen as a means for second language acquisition with respect to English in the Indian context, and technology is added, the second language reading process becomes even more complex to conceptualize. Now, digital environments add a lot of visual and auditory features to a text, and this requires the reader to integrate these various sources of information afforded by these modes into the processes of comprehension. Moreover, with the interactivity provided by web technologies, reading is supplemented by a social dimension of instantaneous connectedness, not just with the text, but also with other people, for exchanges and construction of understanding. Now, as the internet provides far-reaching and instantaneous interactivity, researchers and teachers are increasingly relying on sociocultural approaches. The focus of the cognitive theory on noticing, working memory, automatizing word recognition, and activating previous knowledge has provided many theoretical bases for the numerous studies that examine how online or multimedia reading supports, such as dictionaries, glosses, and annotations, affect vocabulary learning as well as comprehension reading. Mayer's cognitive theory of multimedia learning, also abbreviated as CTML, postulates that meaningful learning occurs when students select suitable words and pictures, organize them into coherent pictorial and verbal models, and use these with each other and appropriate prior knowledge. When information presented is similar to the learner's cognitive processes, the learner will have better information retention by storing it in the long-term memory. Now, Mayer's theory has been applied to second language reading studies and to develop multimedia text for second language reading. From the socio-cultural point of view, reading is not a series of individualistic skills to be mastered. Rather, it is a social skill requiring active participation and interaction of learners involved. Self-developed courseware is usually designed by collaborative teams to create a language learning tool that will suit a specific group of learners. Now, this may involve several stages, components, or even systems that are available online. Different modes of vocabulary annotation and multimedia glosses are often built in to help the learners increase their size of vocabulary and improve the comprehension of any text. A fair amount of self-developed courseware for teaching second language learning has been used. Now, contrary to this, commercial courseware is ready-made, licensed, and sold by companies. It usually consists of a combination of lessons, activities, tests, and other relevant materials. One popular commercial courseware that was studied for its effectiveness for the second language learning of listening and reading is the Longman English Online. Now, 3 researchers, Jamieson, Chappell, and Preece, evaluated its design and showed that it met most of their criteria. A newer version, Longman English Interactive, was also examined and compared to another commercially available online courseware, the Quartet Online, also known as the Quartet Scholar. Well, the findings of this comparative study suggest that technological problems and insufficient support for autonomous learning can severely affect the effectiveness of the courseware. While certain teachers are able to develop their own courseware to meet the specific requirements of his or her students, most of the teachers have neither the time nor the technical support to actually accomplish this. The market for commercial language learning courseware is huge and it's expanding. More studies on evaluating commercial courseware will certainly help teachers to choose those most appropriate. So, institutional investment is not futile. Now, let us move to online activities, which are different from courseware. Now, online activities are different in the sense that they refer to smaller scale independent activities that are not part of a larger package. The increasing availability of electronic corpora and online technology has helped the creation of tools that target supporting second language reading by increasing the speed and automatizing the pace of word recognition. Today, a student can easily access millions of word definitions, spellings and pronunciations, example sentences and word origins free from publishers like Cambridge, Oxford, Macmillan, as well as websites like dictionary.com. And these resources are built by teams of experienced lexicographers to compile and continuously update the vault of these online dictionaries. Now, there are also dictionaries that are created by individuals who are obviously interested in it, and such websites include wordreference.com. Free web-based document annotation tools are also available alongside dictionaries. For example, annotate.com allows users to add notes and tags to their text and images. Text-to-speech is the process of synthesizing natural-sounding speech from text via computer programs. Speech synthesis technology has been around since the 1960s, and the tools that are applied for this technology are now quite accessible for all. Many of them are freely available. For example, Speak Selection, Screen Reader, Natural Reader. But some of them are again commercial. For example, Text Reader, Voice Dream Reader. Amongst the browsers, Google Chrome provides free text-to-speech tools to support teaching and learning of reading. For example, Select and Speak, Speak It, Reading and Writing for Google. Certain text-to-speech applications are created specifically for second language learning. Voki, created by Oddcast, allows users to create their own talking avatar, speaking different accents. They can be emailed, embedded on websites, or shared on social media. Teachers can use its classroom management system to assign students classwork. Moving to speech recognition, in essence, it is the process of allowing a computer software to interpret the meaning of a speaker's utterances. Now, speech recognition also has been widely incorporated in second language learning. Now, there are many providers of commercially available computer-assisted language learning systems that use technology, including Rosetta Stone's Tell Me More, Pearson's MyLab, Scientific Learning's Soliloquy Reading Assistant, eLanguage's Learn to Speak, Carnegie Speech Native Accent, LLab's MyET, Live Mocha, English Central, Duolingo, Babel, and Berlitz. Studies have examined certain speech recognition softwares like IBM Reading Companion and Watch Me Read, Carnegie Mellon's Project Listen, Colorado Literacy Tutor, the University of Birmingham's STAR Project. And what the findings suggest is that their applications bring not only motivation and encouragement, but they also enhance reading ability in the learners. Smartphones and mobile devices have many advantages as learning tools, including learning written language. They are portable and provide access to an ever-increasing amount of information and resources, which can be shared through applications and social networking sites. In the study by Mutallabzadeh and Ganjali, vocabulary was taught by sending short messages using smartphones, and the results were very positive. Ghetasi, Azizi Farah, and Gohari conducted a similar study in 2015 and found that students receiving instructions on their smartphones achieved higher reading comprehension scores than the other group who were taught using a conventional approach. Alemi and Lari in 2012 compared the effects of using short messages and dictionaries for vocabulary learning and discovered that short messages are more effective and welcomed by the participants. In 2014, a study conducted by Kim showed that students who discussed reading topics through their smartphones outside the classroom space significantly outperformed the other group who did not take part in reading comprehension. Reading instruction is increasingly informed by sociocultural and learner-centered constructive perspectives, with one of the results being that cooperative reading and co-construction of meaning from text are now making their way into second language learning. Furthermore, in today's information age, CMC, abbreviation for chat, email technologies ranging from email, free browser extension tools to innovative systems designed by researchers can be accessed to facilitate cooperative reading among learners of different cultural and linguistic backgrounds. For example, eComma, an open source web application for textual annotation developed by the Center for Open Education Resources and Language Learning, was developed to turn reading into a group activity, during which learners help each other understand a text. For the second language learners, the abundant access to authentic information, resources, and technological tools to facilitate learning the second language reading are creating unprecedented opportunities for potential success. Nonetheless, the affordance of interactivity also leads to distracted minds, information overload, and fragmentation. Students nowadays constantly engage in reading and interacting, often using short, decontextualized, informal language that may distract them from focused thinking. Now, one important challenge that is faced by teachers today is to find creative and efficient ways to lead these distracted readers back to the productive use of language and to the language learning classroom. Well, another challenge that is faced by teachers is to stay abreast with the ever-evolving technologies and select the most appropriate ones to design instruction with sound principles of reading. Technologies can support successful second language reading. At the same time, they are increasingly complex and hard to follow at times. Traditionally, teachers are trained about the nature of reading and are ready to teach based on their learning. But as reading and the required strategies undergo changes due to new technologies, many teachers find their knowledge to be outdated to meet the requirements of the present generation of students and of the present generation classroom. Teacher education, therefore, also encounters challenges of cultivating teachers. The abilities needed to continuously change, to continuously adapt with the change of technologies and with the change of learner requirements needs visions and development of these visions for literacy. I wish that all of you had a great time in learning about the different perspectives and enjoy greatly in the classroom. Thank you.